Plop, bien le bonjour, bien le bonsoir. Twitch et YouTube, évidemment. J'espère que vous allez bien. Bien le bonjour, mon petit Gaël. Comment vas-tu donc? Hop, je vais couper ça. Hop. Comment vas-tu donc? Excusez-moi pour le retard, j'ai lancé... il y avait une première d'une vidéo de Fieldrong, une vidéo un peu montée, une vidéo qui a duré 25 minutes. J'avais envie de la regarder pour le coup, donc j'avais très envie de regarder ce qu'il faisait. Bref, bien le bonjour et le bonsoir, j'espère que vous allez bien. On se retrouve aujourd'hui pour faire un petit peu de Hollow Knight. Mais d'abord, on va faire quelque chose. D'abord, on va faire quelque chose parce que nous sommes le 11 décembre. Et le 11 décembre, c'est un jour très particulier. Parce que voyez-vous... Hop. Voyez-vous... Le 11 décembre, c'est le jour de la rétrospective. Et donc du coup, je me suis... J'ai pas regardé. J'ai pas encore regardé la rétrospective J'ai pas encore regardé la rétrospective Twitch. J'ai pas encore regardé la rétrospective Twitch de cette année. Je sais pas trop à quoi m'attendre. D'abord, on va regarder la rétrospective communauté. Histoire 2 quand même. Mais encore la communauté. Putain. Tant que ça... Putain, je pensais pas que les stories marchaient autant. En même temps, c'est normal. Si c'est un format court sur mobile, c'est très rapide à regarder. Oui, c'est vrai que finalement... 500 000 nouveaux affiliés! Quoi? Attends, 500... Quoi? Attends, 6 000 partenaires, ça me semble logique. Mais... 500 000 affiliés? Putain! Tag libre inutilisé, ok, bon, on s'en fout. Zéméticon utilisé. Évidemment. Enfin, je pense que c'est classique. 49,65 milliards de messages envoyés. Ça c'est quoi? C'est les meilleurs... C'est les clips? Les streamers les plus populaires, XQC, Kaisenat, évidemment. Ah oui, d'accord, ok. En Amérique latine, dans l'Asie-Pacifique. Afrique, Europe et Moyen-Orient. On a eBay, on a Oron, évidemment. Aïe aïe aïe. Y a aucun francophone. C'est chiant, c'est relou. Mais bon, en même temps, eBay, bref. En tant que viewer, tiens. Voyons voir. En tant que viewer, c'est blanc, ça fait mal aux yeux. Putain, j'ai regardé 1460 heures de contenu. Et je suis venu 341 jours. Ça m'étonne que ce soit pas 365. Pour de vrai. Ça m'étonne que ce soit pas 365. Mais bon. Je peux plus vous passer de ces catégories. League of Legends, évidemment. J'ai beaucoup regardé de League of Legends. Just Chatting. Oh, ça m'étonne que j'ai regardé tant de Just Chatting. Ah si, Hughes. Si, sans doute Hughes. Sans doute Hughes, sans doute... Sans doute Hughes, sans doute... Merde, comment ça s'appelle? Sans doute Space Hero, comment ça s'appelle? Comment il s'appelle? Hughes, Space Hero, bon ça c'est OTP c'est sûr, ça c'est Hughes et Space, ça c'est aussi Hughes et Space, et moi-même. Ça c'est Étoile, ça doit être Mookie à tous les coups. Oh là là, j'ai beaucoup utilisé l'Archibar Evoker. 1660 fois j'ai utilisé celle-là. Mais je l'aime bien cette émote. Celle-là aussi j'ai beaucoup utilisé. Le crapal tout noir chez Cairo. Le Easy évidemment. J'ai spammé le OTP Easy. Et les yeux parce que j'adore cette émote. J'ai envoyé 6339... 8390 messages. Je vais vous faire 10 abonnements. Je crois que c'est les 5 chez Hughes et 5 chez Hughes. Contribution au train de la hype. 5 et 5 du coup. Ou alors ça considère les 5 que j'ai offert à Space il y a 2 jours. Je sais pas. Vous avez soutenu les communautés. Et ça, vous envoyez en tant que modo. Vous voyez, j'ai envoyé beaucoup de messages, sans doute chez Space et sans doute chez OTP, du coup. Mesure de modération prise. Ça, c'est sur OTP, c'est sûr. Chaîne modérée 4. La mienne, sans doute, Space. OTP. Je suis modo chez qui encore? Je sais pas, moi, chez qui je suis modo, sinon. Succès bonus. Mon streamer préféré, champion de la catégorie. Modérateur en pair. Tiens. Badge de chat débloqué. Vous avez fait partie de nos meilleurs utilisateurs. Pour en être fier. Exhibez votre incroyable nouveau badge dans le chat. Oh, let's go. Attends, je peux l'utiliser là? Attendez. J'ai un badge. Paramètres de chat. Allez, non. Faut pas que je sois dans mon gestionnaire. Faut que je sois dans le... Identité de discussion. Ah oui, le joli badge. Chouette. Le joli badge de rétrospecteur. Mais on va quand même garder le GLHF. Non, parce que j'aime bien le GLHF. Vous êtes devenu fan de ces communautés. OTP, évidemment, forcément. Nombre de regarder 388 messages envoyés 206. Ça se voit que je suis plus modo chez OTP. Si avant c'était pas mal de messages envoyés pour... Enfin, c'était beaucoup plus de messages envoyés. Ah putain, si je retrouve... Attendez. Si je retrouve... La... Attendez. Tweet Media. On va réussir à retrouver quelque chose là-dedans, non? Il y a des chances que je retrouve que je trouve une rétrospective, non? Rétrospective Steam 2022. Ah, doit y avoir une rétrospective Twitch pas loin du coup, non? Ou alors avant? Non, ça c'est la rétrospective Spotify. Je suis aveugle ou... Et ça c'est les vies Noël. Le jour 16. Ça c'est quand j'ai ouvert la... Ça c'est quand j'ai commencé à bosser sur la boutique. Elle est arrivée après peut-être? La vois pas. Ça c'est les Donation Goal live, donc c'était bien après. J'ai pas posté ma rétrospective Twitch l'année dernière. Tiens donc. Tiens. Ça m'étonne cette histoire. Bon, enfin bref. Concrètement, ça se voit carrément qu'il y a... À aucun âge cheval apparaît. Ah oui, c'est vrai, j'ai installé ça. J'ai installé ça. On verra si ça fait quelque chose. Les émoticônes les plus utilisés, évidemment l'OTP, évidemment le chat noir, évidemment l'œuf, le Twixoff, évidemment. Hughes! Nombre de regardez 148. C'est le vrai 862. J'ai beaucoup regardé Étoile, notamment sur du Smash, sur des nuits de la culte ou des trucs du genre. J'aime bien Étoile. En vrai, Étoile, c'est mon gros streamer de référence. C'est mon vrai gros streamer de référence. Ensuite, il y a Kairo, évidemment. Et Mookie, évidemment. Sinon, c'est point drôle. Aïe aïe aïe. Quelle belle rétrospective. 1457 heures regardez. 341 jours distincts. 8400 messages envoyés. C'est beau. Bon, moi, streamer préféré, champion de la catégorie modérateur hors pair. Let's go. Modérateur hors pair. Attendez, il n'y avait pas un truc à faire. Il y a pas... Attendez, il n'y avait pas un truc à faire avec la. Je me souviens que j'avais reçu un mail où ça parlait justement de la rétrospective et du fait de pouvoir la mettre en avant. Cherche des options de partage. Bon. Twitter, Facebook, Reddit. Twitter. On va pas faire ça, non. Hop là. On va pas faire ça. On le postera plus tard, on le postera demain. Hop. Et du coup, en tant que créateur, alors là, je ne montrerai pas les chiffres directs, bougre d'âne. Alors voyons voir, nombre d'heures regardées, 2390. Nombre de streams, 154. J'en ai pas compté autant. J'en ai compté beaucoup moins. J'en ai pas compté autant. 5 catégories. C'est bizarre ça par contre, 5 catégories. J'ai pas streamé que dans 5 catégories au cours de l'année quand même. J'ai fait beaucoup plus de catégories, oh. Bizarre. 72. Putain. Ça me paraît trop. Ça me paraît pas assez. Encore de dire 169 vues. Non. Ça, c'est pas possible. Mon max de viewers sur l'année, c'est 100 ou 110. À tout péter. C'est pas ça. C'est clairement pas ça. Ou alors vraiment, ils ont enregistré un pic d'audience à un moment donné, genre ça a duré une demi-seconde. Peut-être, hein. Ça a peut-être duré une demi-seconde, hein, mais... 11 046 messages envoyés. Putain, sur 154 lives, ça fait quoi? Ça fait une moyenne de 80 messages par live, c'est bien en vrai. 5 catégories plus populaires. Spécial event. Ah bon? J'ai fait tant que ça de spécial event? J'ai fait que 2 événements caritatifs dans l'année, non? J'ai fait E-Live. J'ai fait E-Live et j'ai fait l'Armada des dons, c'est tout, non? Je crois, hein. Je crois que j'ai fait que ça dans l'année. Attendez. Je suis... Non, c'est pas Trigger Fire que je voulais aller voir. C'est tout chacun. Twitch Tracker. Stream. Et on voit que c'est morcelé déjà. À part là où il y en a bien plus, on voit que là c'est morcelé. Bon après, là faut considérer qu'il y a plein de streams sur Dave the Diver ou sur Sea of Stars qui sont pas pris en compte déjà. Déjà il faut partir de ce principe-là. Donc bon. Catégorie, événement, spécial event. C'est vrai que sur ce week-end-là, j'en ai fait beaucoup aussi. Hein. Ouais, oui, ok. Ouais, c'est vrai que là, ça compte 20 heures. 20 heures, là, on compte 19 heures. Ouais, non, effectivement... Effectivement! Attends, c'est bizarre, par contre, pourquoi 20 heures? C'était E-Live, il y avait l'Armada des dons. Pourquoi le 11 juin 2021 et le 24 juin de... Ah non, putain. Ta race, Arclé, ta race. Ouais, du coup, là, effectivement, on peut légitimement considérer que ça a fait beaucoup d'heures. Stardew Valley, tiens. Ouais, Stardew, finalement... Je pense que Stardew, ça va pas être très très dur à vérifier. Hein. Regardez, bim, bim. Avec une régularité, on dirait une montre. Bim, 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 bim. Là, on n'en va plus. Bim, bim, bim. Là, ils sont pas comptés parce qu'il y en a trop peu. Parce qu'il a trop peu de viewers. Bim, bim, bim. Et là, je farm. Je farm. Et pareil, là pas compté parce que trop peu de viewers. Là pas compté parce que trop peu de viewers. Aïe aïe aïe. Quel enfer! Et du coup, Temtem, voilà. Alors là, Temtem, si c'est, alors là, Temtem, s'il y a beaucoup de streams qui sont comptés. Ah bah déjà, tu vois déjà le Temtem. J'avais commencé à l'époque en janvier 2020 avec Indiana Chicken à l'époque. On avait fait pas mal, hein, l'air de rien. On avait bien avancé, hein. Et du coup là, bim, 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 la reprise. La reprise avec Mookie en décembre. En décembre 2021, bim. Et ensuite, bim, 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 bim. Et là, toute l'année, tac, 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 tac. Disséminé, paf, 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 paf. Même si on peut considérer qu'il y en a un peu par là qui sont pas comptés. Parce que trop peu de viewers, encore une fois. Merci Twitch Tracker. Bref. Sea of Stars, évidemment. Bah alors là, si je cherche les streams Sea of Stars, on va jamais s'en sortir. Et Guild Wars 2, qui ne fait pas partie de mon top 10 temps passé sur une catégorie. Ça veut dire qu'en gros, ça et ça fait plus de 10% de des streams que j'ai fait cette année. Et le 5ème, c'est Guild Wars 2 qui fait pas plus de 10%. Vous tag les plus populaires. France, français, FR. C'est du quoi. Le Bitcoin en fait sensation. Oh. Oh, le DAB. Le DAB est très utilisé. Le DAB, mais attends, c'est le DAB des... C'est le dab des émotes. Enfin, c'est le dab de... Est-ce que c'est le dab viewer? Ou est-ce que c'est le dab? Oui, c'est le dab viewer. Le dab viewer, le cœur... Merde, comment ça s'appelle? Le cœur sub. Le cœur sub qui est le seul rescapé. Ce clip a fait le tour du monde. Alors, sur les 53 vues, il y a de grandes chances qu'il y en ait 32 mois. Rien que ça! Oh, j'aurais juré que vous auriez dépensé plus de points de chaîne. Nos followers 137. Il y en a aussi beaucoup qui sont partis. C'est très possible. Nouveaux abonnés 6. Mais pas beaucoup de pognon. Par contre, on va lancer 147. Pour le coup. Voilà. Un petit nombre de raids, hein, finalement. Finalement, il n'y a que 7 lives où j'ai pas lancé de raid. Simsphere, hein. Pas mal de raids reçus, pas mal de dédicaces reçues, c'est beau, putain. Les plus grands fans. Swiftful Space, Gaël. Gaël, t'es là? Gaël, regarde, t'es là? Anarchy, Nalcy, Mookie, Nico, évidemment, Kazu, Rizu. Ah, c'est beau. C'est que des gens que je connais bien. Aïe, aïe, aïe. Oui, c'est vrai, il y avait ça. Je vais mettre Twitch Recap. Hop là. Faut que je mette Twitch Recap comme tag. Loup. Loup. Hop là. Et ben on va pouvoir y aller. Hop. C'est vrai que j'ai pas pubé sur Twitter encore. Hop. 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 Ok, donc, speedrun, Hollow Knight. On s'en était arrêté à la partie 5. On s'en était arrêté à la partie 5 du speedrun. All skills, no major glitch, vidéo tutoriel. Bim. Bim. On avait récupéré Shade School. Maintenant, il faut récupérer Désolé de Dave. Désolé de Dave.
Just a quick note at the beginning.
Ok. Alors, attendez. Hop. On va sélectionner là où on était. Ici.
beginning of the video. Unfortunately, my input display was not working during this segment as well as the next two videos, so I've added clips of the important tricks at the end of the video with my input display actually working. So if you want to see that, wait till the end of the video and check it out. Here's the rest of the video. Okay, this is part 6 of the All Skills tutorial. Last time I said it was part 6, but that was an accident. It was actually part 5. I did clips of the important tricks at the end of the video. Just a quick note at the beginning of the video. Unfortunately, my input display was not working during this segment as well as the next two videos, so I've added clips of the important tricks at the end of the video with my input display actually working. So if you want to see that, wait till the end of the video and check it out. Here's the rest of the video. Okay, this is part 6 of the All Skills tutorial. Last time I said it was part 6, but that was an accident. It was actually part 5. Last time we learned how to go to Shade Soul using some lever skips that are because of the new nail art we picked up, // This time we're going to go through Soul Sanctum up until Soul Master and picking up Desolate Dive. First things first, once again, ignore my geo counter. It's just because debug mod is bugged with constantly loading save states. So after you kill the Soul Twister and get to Shade Soul, you should have anywhere between, I'd say, 25 to 50 geo. The exact amounts aren't too important here because we'll pick up any extra we need later. After that, you lever skip into Shade Soul, pick up some extra soul from a soul vial here, which I will give myself now. And you should have roughly 5 to 6 hits of soul if you did the fast kill on the Soul Twister. This is important because of a Soul Warrior fight coming up. After that, you're going to end up about here, picking up Shade Soul. Once you've picked that up, you are going to dash over here, inventory drop, and then head down the elevator.
Du coup, attends, déjà, faut que je revienne là-haut. Déjà, faut que je revienne à cet endroit. Il va être lourd lui. Il est magnifiquement bien placé. Voilà, du coup je peux pas faire le skip ici, c'est pas bien grave. Merde, ok. Bon. Voilà, Nicolas. Merde, oui, c'est vrai. C'est bizarre que ça puisse paraître, j'ai pas les bonnes touches. Non. Configuration des touches. Pourquoi je vais on sort sur ça. J'ai tout fait sauf le bon. Ok. Je vais peut-être enlever ça pour l'instant. Hop. Pour l'instant, je vais enlever ça. J'ai déjà cassé ça. Putain, il considère pas que j'ai la même manette du coup. Oh, c'est relou ça. Parce que je vais brancher la manette après peut-être. Ok. Voyons voir du coup de quoi il retourne.
Soul Sanctum. Primarily at the beginning, it is just dashing. Head up this elevator. Once you reach the top, you can choose to send this elevator down if you'd like, or you can leave it. This one particular elevator is short enough where there isn't a big time difference. All of the other ones you're going to want to send down. For the most part, though, you see players send this one down too, just for sake of consistency. Now, here, you're going to hit the lever for the elevator and then hold down your nail button, like so. The reason for this is we want to do a lever skip up above while the elevator is going up. So we just hold down our nail so we don't accidentally hit the elevator switch again while moving up. So that'll look like this. So as soon as you see the lever, you're going to hit it through the wall and then send this elevator down because it's pretty long. That'll open up this door and allow you to fight the Soul Warrior.
Oh.
This allows us to A, skip this center area, which has soul twisters that can get in your way. And B, we get to fight this Soul Warrior to get some more Geo, getting us closer to the 300 required to buy King Station, and it also makes our exit faster later. So this gate's going to open. I'm going to reset the room now so I can make a save state without the door closing on me. And then I will discuss how to do the the Soul Warrior fight quickly.
What?
All right. So the Soul Warrior will spawn as soon as you reach this tick mark on the ground. So you can see there's 1, 2. So this second tick mark in the middle here is the spot where the Soul Warrior spawns, like so. It takes 4 fireball hits and 4 nail hits in order to kill the Soul Warrior. So our goal is, as it spawns, we are going to attempt to hit it once, dash to the left, and then hit it to the right. If we do that properly, we can then shoot 2 fireballs, and they should both double hit. If they do, that means that there's only 2 nail hits left to kill it, which is basically the fastest you can kill it with the incoming soul you have, and is relatively safe as well. So I'm going to try to show that off and then talk about little things I think about during that. So it looks just like that. You're going to want to pick up most of this geo when exiting, but if you miss like one, like I did, it's not such a big deal. So let's break that down a little bit.
J'aime bien,
So
j'aime
I
bien
start
ça.
by dashing in, and then I dash past this point and immediately do an up slash like this, because I know it spawns right above me. Also, the higher you enter the spawn point, the higher the Soul Warrior will spawn. So there's no point in trying to like jump above it, because then it'll spawn like in the ceiling. So make sure you stay grounded as you spawn it, and then do a little jump up slash and immediately dash to the left. As soon as I do that, I try to space myself as far away as possible where my nail will still hit. And that's because we want to be as far away as possible for our 2 fireballs to double hit. So I paused a little late, so this might cause a problem. But as soon as you get the nail hit, pushing it to the right, you want to delay your fireball just the tiniest bit until the Soul Warrior starts walking. Because of the distance we're at, the AI almost always walks backwards. And this is what allows the fireballs to double hit. Is it has some backwards momentum, so it'll get pushed into the multiple hits. So if you're not getting the first double hit, it's probably because you're not waiting long enough for the Soul Warrior to start walking backwards. The second it does, though, you're just going to want to shoot your 2 fireballs as fast as possible. So there I ended up getting it anyways because it didn't decide to teleport. But in general, you need to be a little bit faster than that with shooting your fireballs. So that's the Soul Warrior fight. If you happen to shoot your fireball too early, or you don't get both double hits, then the strat is to just get the extra hits you need. So that's going to be 2 more, and then shoot another fireball. That way you prevent any extra time loss. Like that. So I purposefully shot the first fireball too early, so it only single hit the Soul Warrior. So if that happens, if you get good RNG, you still won't lose too much time, but sometimes the Soul Warrior can be a bit annoying and get in your way. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly reset this room. I don't know if the Soul Warrior respawns with save states. So this next...
Ok. Hop, on va se mettre plus ça parce que du coup j'ai pas assez de... Là. Ah! Merde. Ok. C'est pas spécialement ce qui était prévu. Ça s'est pas vraiment passé comme je voulais, mais bon, pas bien grave.
Next room has an unfortunate bit of RNG that is 1 Soul Twister that can teleport in your way. I'm going to show you the optimal way to go through this room first. If you're a beginner starting out and you're worried about your health in this split, I'd say just get the soul and then shoot a fireball to kill the Soul Twister. It'll make the whole rest of the split a lot safer, and it gets you some extra geo, which will make routing later a bit easier. If you're trying to go as fast as possible, you're just going to have to take the damage and keep going. So this is the optimal way to go through the room. I don't know if the Soul Twister will teleport in front of me at all. And you want to try to leave this room with at least 5 hits of soul.
J'ai tapé 5 fois du coup.
Now, first things first, the reason why we go up and around rather than hitting the lever through the wall is actually because waiting for the door opening animation is slower than going around. Secondly, if those wall jumps prove to be a little finicky for you, you can instead do this, which is just a tiny bit slower. You can get yourself up on the platform and then jump up the normal way. Yeah, so if this happens, I recommend just killing the Soul Warrior because your health, especially if you're beginning, can be pretty precious in this split. As you enter this room, you're going to begin charging your nail art. You can do it as you go through the transition. And the reason is we're going to lever skip right here. This allows us to skip this room below, which has 3 soul twisters in it, and it's just awful. So it's very nice that we can skip it. If you got 5 hits of soul in the last room, you're going to lever skip and then go down and grab this soul vial. This is because we want at least 7 hits of soul going into the Soul Master fight. I'll explain why that is once we get there. So that'll just look like this. Oops. Generally, you don't want to wall cling there, but that's basically it. If you did come in with 7 hits of soul already, because you got the Soul Master fast strat and saved some soul, then you don't need to worry about getting that soul vial. You can go for a wall cling storage and do like an optimal dash through there. Okay. So as you enter the Soul Master fight, we are actually going to ignore these soul vials. And the reason is we're going to save them for later because we are going to shoot a Shade Soul through here that will collect all of this soul for us. This effectively allows us to start the fight with about 5 fireballs worth of soul, which is a big difference.
Oui, d'accord, ok, je valide.
You're going to enter the fight and stand anywhere to the left of this spike here, but I typically line myself up right here, or actually a little bit further to the left sometimes. I line it up by looking at the front horn of the knight relative to this big spike. The reasoning for this is we need Soul Master to spawn on the right side of the arena. Once Soul Master spawns, we're going to try to shoot 2 fireballs, and I'll explain the point of both of those fireballs. So yeah, line yourself up wherever feels comfortable. Okay, that's kind of a bad pause. So Soul Master's going to spawn right here every time. It's consistent. What we want to do is we want to, as soon as we're actionable, dash, jump so we're kind of right under this curve of Soul Master. It's a little tight. Then we want to shoot a fireball to the right. What this will do is it'll hit Soul Master for 1 fireball hit, and it'll break those soul vials to the right of the arena that we just saw. As soon as we do that, so we're kind of right under this curve of Soul Master. It's a little tight. Then we want to shoot a fireball to the right. What this will do is it'll hit Soul Master for 1 fireball hit, and it'll break those soul vials to the right of the arena that we just saw. As soon as we do that, we want to shoot a fireball immediately to the left. So this is a pretty tight turnaround for it to still hit. I'll go over a easier beginner strat after I go through the harder strat. The reasoning for that fireball is it'll hit Soul Master once, and then if we get good RNG, Soul Master will teleport to the left side of the arena, getting hit a 2nd time by the fireball. Now, it takes 7 fireball hits, or 6 fireball hits and 7 nail hits, but ideally you want 7 fireball hits to kill Soul Master. So, if we do this strat perfectly, we'll get 3 hits right off the bat, and then we're basically just spamming fireballs for the rest of the fight until Soul Master dies. So it optimizes it a lot. With perfect RNG, this fight becomes like 5 seconds. So I'm going to try and execute it here. We'll see how it goes with this pause. Last time I tried this, it lengthened the scream for some strange reason. So that was the strat. Unfortunately, I got poor RNG. Generally, you never want to see dives in this fight at all. So I didn't get a double hit. For the most part, the rest of this fight is just reacting to attacks appropriately. I'm going to go over each attack as I see them. So first of all, the dive attack. This is the worst attack, and you basically just need to get out of the way. You can hit Soulmaster once on the way down. Other than that, you just have to deal with it. Secondly, you can see we just got the soul from those soul vials, bringing us back up to full, which is another 3 fireballs worth. Anytime Soulmaster is just floating, or floating and shooting the orbs, you basically just want to do nail into fireball. This will get some nail hits in, which could end up killing Soulmaster, and it'll build your soul for more fireballs. So a couple things there. One,
T'es rapide.
if you do that, try to position yourself behind Soulmaster so you can potentially get lucky with double hits. Secondly, you saw me eventually stagger Soulmaster. When that happens, you want to, if you're fast enough, you can dash under and get one hit without waking up Soulmaster. Then you want to get to the opposite side of Soulmaster and once again shoot a fireball in the hopes that you get a double hit. When you do it out of a stagger, you're almost guaranteed to get a double hit. And then that's the fight. If you have any extra soul, you can heal here. You won't really need the soul for the next phase. I'm going to do this a couple more times. I'm going to talk about the beginner strat now for phase 1, and then we'll move on to phase 2. The only 2 attacks we didn't see there were, I mean, the orb attack is basically just like floating in the air, although we did see the orb attack once. So the ones we didn't see were the dash attack and the one where the orbs are going around in a circle. These are both really good attacks to see, which unfortunately we didn't, because it's very easy to get double hits when you see those attacks. So let's try this again as I talk about the slightly easier beginning strat, and hopefully I can talk about those attacks. So once again, leave these soul vials, trigger the fight, and stand where you'd like. So for the beginner strat, I would just say dash under Soulmaster and do a jump fireball to the right. That'll still get you the soul from the soul vials, and you won't have to worry about getting the tight turnaround and potentially missing your fireball. So as soon as you shoot your first fireball, you can start doing some nail swings and maybe going for a jump fireball to the left. So once again, I staggered and then shot a fireball to get a double hit. Okay. So that was the Soulmaster fight with the beginner strat. I'm gonna do the fight one more time and see if I can get some of the other attacks to talk about them.
Je vois où il se positionne à chaque fois au niveau de la flèche.
This fight I'll probably just try to do normally, and if I see those attacks, I'll just mention it after the fact. So once again, the beginner strat, just jump. So here, that was
si tu fais ça, okay, si tu fais ça, ça double hit à chaque fois.
And as you can see, that was pretty optimal RNG because I was able to kill Soulmaster immediately.
S'il fait ça, c'est des double hits
assurés. If Soulmaster does that attack, just make sure you safely, without getting hit, get yourself over here and then jump and shoot all your souls worth of fireballs. Because every fireball you shoot will double hit. So if you got any fireballs at the beginning, Soulmaster will just die. It's unfortunate if Soulmaster staggers in the middle, but luckily it was just enough fireball hits to kill in this case. We didn't see the walking attack on the ground, but the premise is basically the same. Simply get to the other side of Soulmaster and then shoot fireballs to get free double hits. So here, Soulmaster's going to start screaming, and as soon as you see the screen almost entirely white, you want to jump. And that way you are lined up on top of the Desolate Dive pickup as soon as it spawns. The correct place to stand for it is actually the same place we lined up for at the beginning. So about right in the middle of the arena, right by those spikes. So it's mostly white, and then you jump to pick it up as soon as possible. So phase 2. As soon as the phase starts, you can either regular fall or inventory drop. They're both the same. But I'm just going to do this twice. I'm going to talk about the advanced strat once, and then the easier strat once. So for the advanced strat, you're going to first just want to move yourself to one side. The first time Soulmaster spawns in, he is invulnerable. You cannot hit him. So for that first dive attack, you're just going to dash out of the way. After that, I'm going to try to show off the optimal way to get hits in and collect soul. Alright, so unfortunately I messed it up, so this will transition into talking about the beginner strat. But that's the soul collection method you want to use if you're going for the advanced strat. Is you jump up as he's first spawning in, and then you want to jump up and do a relatively early second nail hit, just moving yourself slightly out of the way of the dive. And if you do this properly, you should get 6 hits of soul as you walk Soulmaster over to the right side of the arena. As soon as you get your 6th hit, you want to dash and get up to the height of where Soulmaster spawns. And the reason for this is the minimum number of dives that Soulmaster can do, where you are able to hit Soulmaster, is 3. So if Soulmaster doesn't do another dive, you can just fall down and shoot 2 fireballs, which will kill Soulmaster. It takes 2 fireballs and 6 nail hits in order to get a kill. If Soulmaster decides to do another dive, you're going to tank 1 damage hit and then just mash out 2 fireballs, which will also immediately kill it. So it's 1 damage tank, but it removes any RNG of extra dives, which typically lose you time. The beginner strat is to just keep safely collecting soul until Soulmaster decides to stand still and shoot orbs. After that, you just want to get enough soul to shoot your 2 fireballs. Once again, I'll have to redo phase 1 because there's no way to start from phase 2, and then I will try to hit the advanced strat again. So we'll do this one more time.
On peut le taper 6 fois.
Nice. So there we got the proper double hits. And then, okay. That was an unfortunate stagger because a double hit there would have killed Soulmaster. But once again, there's the advanced strat with the turnaround fireballs. Then you line yourself up and jump at the correct time, which is the basically all white screen. Alright, so that was basically the fast strat. I got 1 fake dive at the end, which is basically the only form of bad RNG you can get there, but that's essentially the fast strat. Is If there's no fake dive there, you just position yourself at the top. And in this case, I got good RNG, so I didn't even have to do the damage tank. But if Soulmaster goes for another dive, you damage tank and do 2 fireballs. If you need to see a clip of this, ask for it in the Discord. I'm sure someone can give it to you. Unfortunately, I didn't quite get the RNG to show it off in this tutorial. Then, as soon as dive spawns, you're just going to jump into it. That is the Desolate dive split. So everything in Sanctum up until you get the dive ability, which we're now going to use to get into Crystal Peaks, which will be in the next video.
Ok. Je me rends compte que je montre pas du tout la vidéo depuis tout à l'heure et que personne... Ah si, c'est bon, je la montre. Non, ah non, je la montre pas du tout, en fait. Personne me dit rien. Putain. Nick. Ok. Ok, du coup, faut que je la balance en dessous. J'ai tellement voulu me précipiter, j'ai fait n'importe quoi. Ah putain, du coup, je reviens là. Oh, la baise. Pas du tout là qu'il fallait que j'aille. Bon. je suis là, moi. Oui, d'accord, ok. Ok. Voilà. Ok. Du coup, j'ai pas... Ah bah si, putain, du coup, j'ai réussi. Ok, j'ai réussi à récupérer une partie, mais pas tout. Ok. Je vais pas pouvoir tanker le dégât. Hein. Désolé de dive. Let's go. Et du coup, je présume que...
Once again, just a quick reminder that clips of the important tricks with my input display working are at the end of the video. Thanks. All right. Starting right off from last video, we are now at part 7 of the All Skills tutorial. This time we are going to go over getting to King Station, making sure we have enough money for it, and then heading into Crystal Peaks to grab our Crystal Heart ability. So last time we discussed how to optimally get through Soul Sanctum and kill Soul Master. After that, you're going to pick up Dive and it will fill up your soul. I'm going to reset the room because Soul Master just died. So in this upcoming room, we're going to use yet another lever skip to escape more quickly. On your way out, you're going to collect a little bit of Geo, just kind of accidentally. Dive through this first floor. If you grab any of this geo, great. Then dash and do another dive. As soon as this dive hits the ground, you want to start holding nail. And that's because there's a door that we're going to lever skip through. Additionally, this dive kills these enemies at the bottom, and make sure to pick up as much of the geo as you can. As soon as your nail art is charged, you can lever skip. This enemy almost always spawns, so as the door is opening, if you're comfortable with it, you can dash over and collect some soul. And then there's a gate storage that you can do to get up to this wall a little bit faster, as I just showed there. If you're not comfortable with that, I'd say just wait it out normally, and then wall jump off this little platform up to here. From here, it's just wall jumping like that. This room, you're just spamming dashes through that little platform with that to get up to. And then you can dash over a gate store and collect some soul.
Ah oui, d'accord, ok, oui, d'accord, ok.
Wall jumping like that.
Il a fait la porte, ok.
From here, it's just wall jumping like that. This room, you're just spamming dashes through, and you can either do a short dash and then pogo off of here, or you can just nail hit dash and then dash into the load transition. This next room has two ways of doing the beginning. As soon as you enter, there's this enemy here consistently, and it's possible to jump up to this piece of wall here. However, it's very finicky. So if you mess this up, you'll fall onto this enemy unless you react quickly enough. And if you're at 1 health, that's a disaster because you die. So if this wall jump proves finicky, just dash over to this wall and climb up that way. After that, hit both of those soul vials on your way out, just for extra soul, and then exit through here. As you hit the ground, you're going to want to charge your nail art. This is just a little time save, and it's so that we can hit this elevator lever as soon as possible. If you do use dash slash to hit that lever, you want to get over as quickly as possible, because as you can see, I barely cleared the elevator. If you find yourself getting hit here a lot, don't do the dash slash, just run over and hit it normally. Just make sure you fall down as the elevator is going up, and then dash into this little alcove. After that, fall down, call that elevator up if you sent it down earlier, or write it down if you didn't, and then exit out of Soul Sanctum. Okay, this enemy doesn't usually spawn, it's just because of save states. So I'm gonna give myself that soul back. So as you enter this room, you can either dash like this, or for a little time save, you can do this. I have to reset the room because it uses a destructible object. But as you enter, you can pogo off of that destructible object to go through the room a little bit faster. From here, you're going to do a similar elevator strat where you do 2 dashes, call the elevator, and then fall down. After that, you are going to exit as normal. This room is all dashing as we make our way to our first location of potential geo collection. So after all is said and done, you should have roughly, I'd say at least 240 geo is ideal. And there's 2 main locations you can collect the geo. The first one is this upper row of husks. What we're gonna do is if we're in that 240 range, basically anything less than 270, you're gonna want to shoot a fireball and collect as much of the geo as possible. So that'll look like this. Dash out once, this is important, and then shoot a fireball. Also, beware of this Great Husk Sentry if you're at 2 health. It has killed me many times. but dashing out once at the beginning is important because it lets your fireball reach further. And then grab as much of this geo as possible. And then make your way through. As you land, you're going to be in this dark room again. In order to get out, if you're facing left, it's just dash, dash as soon as you can again, and then you should be able to dash a third time to cross the gap. I'll try to show this with hitboxes on, just so you can visualize what this looks like. So we're going to exit again. So again, that's dash, 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 and you'll find yourself here. Now, we actually need to bench because we're going to come back here later. So make your way here to this bench. Turn off hitboxes again. All right. So as you make your way out, if you need it or if you'd like, you can hit this guy through the floor. Oops. Okay, there we go. To get some extra soul. As you get to here, you're going to inventory drop all the way to the bottom. These enemies, I went through this room a little slow because they have kind of random positions, but this husk will almost always be on your right, and it can be very close. So as soon as you hit the ground, you're going to want to dash to the left to get out of the way. However, the problem with this husk can also be about here. So you're going to hit the ground, dash, and immediately jump. And this is just in case that husk is here or that husk is there. So you're going to hit the ground and then dash and jump just to avoid getting hit by these husks. Generally, your health is pretty precious in this segment. So I'm just going to go through it normally. Up until here. At this point, you have to make sure you have enough soul for one dive. And the reason for this is you'll probably still have like 270 to 290 geo abouts. And we're going to get the rest of this geo from diving through this glass floor and killing the husks down there. The visual cue for when to dive is the right edge of this window. So that'll land you down here and kill hopefully all three, sometimes just the top two, sometimes these left two. But at this point, you want to simply collect the rest of the geo you need to get the 300 for King Station. If you still don't have enough for some reason, you can kill this husk. From there, continue and make your way through. This area is just dashing and jump dashing over any enemies you encounter. If you can collect any soul, it's pretty nice, but not necessary. For this next room, there's one minor optimization strat that's pretty hard. I'll go over it once, but it's not a big deal. So the slightly harder strat is to just get this tough jump. And that's a very tight little wall jump there. My visual cue for when to dash is when I'm in the center of this background object. So, like that. If this jump is too tough, and if you're beginning, I wouldn't even recommend going for it. It's not worth the time save. Just dash along the bottom here. Then you can climb up however you see fit. There's a tough little wall jump you can do here, but if you're not comfortable with that, I'd say just do something like that. And then make your way to King Station. It's important that you don't bench here because of that bench we grabbed earlier that we're going to save quit to later. And then here, we're just going to purchase King Station. We didn't open the Crossroads stag earlier. Oh, I just realized I forgot to do something, so. Okay. So this is the first instance of the look down. It's different whether you're on controller versus keyboard, but I'll just like briefly explain it. For any toll that pops up a bell afterwards or lowers a gate, After you purchase it, if you look down, it'll make the bell or gate go down significantly faster. If you look at my input display, you'll be able to see the timing for it here. It's basically just a feel thing. You'll have to work it out on your own. If you post about it in the Discord, people can generally tell you if you were too early, too late, etc. So that'll look like this. You'll know you got it because the gate goes down earlier and the bell pops up a lot earlier. Once it does, you're going to call the stag and head over to Crossroads. Or not Crossroads, sorry. Dirtmouth, because we didn't get Crossroads. All right. So here you're going to do 2 dashes. There's another tough little, like, barely clipping edge wall jump like this. As you can see, it's pretty weird. So if that's tough, then I'd say just jump on the elevator and head up. And then from here, we are going to dash and head down to the well. As soon as you enter the well, you're going to start charging your nail art, actually. So once you enter the transition, hold down nail. This is very important because if you hold it any later, it's probably too late. And what we're going to do is, as we're falling, we're going to release it, which actually gives us back control of our character. And it means we can start dashing immediately instead of getting the hard fall. That'll look like this. Just like that. Most of this section is just dashing through until we get to Crystal Peaks.
Du coup, on va
This
arriver dans
room,
Crystal...
if you don't have enough soul for the dive coming up, I recommend hitting these husks to get enough soul. When you're entering peaks, you generally want at least 6 hits, I'd say. This guy can sometimes be in the way under the platform, so just jump over if this happens. And then here, just some more dashing and heading down. Here, you can basically just dash through the room, and then you're going to want to climb up the wall because it's faster than the elevator. As soon as you enter this room, you can dash over. Once you hit the dive, you want to position yourself like a tiny bit to the left of here and open your inventory. This is just so you can go around as soon as possible, like so. You generally want to dash there. From here, you're going to enter peaks. This is a like crystal enemy, so when you pogo it, there's a bit of hit lag, which can sometimes cause you to get hit. If that tends to be a problem on your computer, you can just wait for this to get out of your way. But for the most part, as you're entering, you're going to pogo off of it and continue along. Sometimes it spawns on the right side, and then it's not a problem. I'm going to do this real quick. Oops, do I still have... Oops. Okay. From there, you are going to just dash your way through the rest of this room until here. There's a minor optimization here where you can pogo off of this lamp that's in the background. So that'll look like this. If you miss it, or if that's finicky, you can just dash over here. Alright, so this next room has a kind of RNG trick. It's relatively consistent.
Ok. Ça y est. J'ai déjà utilisé mon âme alors que je devais pas. Bonjour, je descends tranquillement. C'est pas ça qu'il fallait faire. J'ai resté en haut. Ok. On va considérer que c'est trop tricky. L'espèce de truc n'a pas marché. Apparemment, ça marche mieux. Apparemment, ça marche mieux. Merde, comment ça s'appelle? Ça marche mieux au clavier qu'à la manette, bizarrement. Ah, j'y étais arrivé. Ah, ça n'a pas marché. Putain, finalement, j'arrive très vite à chaque fois à faire le truc. Hein. Terrible.
And on this patch, but it can become a lot harder depending on the RNG called Pogax. I'm gonna go over it once. It's definitely like pretty hard, and beginners should not go for it. But it looks like this. You go over to the right side, neutral jump, dash over, and pogo off the axe to get up here.
Ooh.
If the miner walks to the right, this becomes a lot more difficult. So it basically depends on if you're good enough and at a point where you want to start going for it. It's about like a 3-second time save compared to going around, so it's really not that worth it if you're just starting out. All right, now the beginner or just the safe strat. This is commonly used even by the top runners if they don't want to deal with the RNG. And that just
Oui, parce que là,
involves
c'est
when
purement de
you
la
first
RNG ce
spawn
qu'il vient
in,
de faire.
this Glimback can either be going left or be going right. Whichever side it spawns on, just make sure you go around to the other side. After that, you're going to want to get past these miners and then fireball this Glimback to get past it as soon as possible. After that, both strats do the same thing here. They just climb up and then wall jump up the the conveyor belts rather. This next room is very cycle based because of the crystal crawlers that shoot the lasers out of their back. The most important thing here is to choose a consistent movement strat through the room that works for you every time. If you do it optimally, there's something you can get called God Pixel, but it's like a very tight trick, so I'm just gonna like mention it. Otherwise, I'm gonna show how I go through the room, and then you can feel what's comfortable for you. Alright. I unfortunately had my wall jump eaten, so I'm just gonna reset the room. But yeah. Everything is just on a cycle as soon as you enter the room. And I actually got God Pixel, which is if you jump... Here, I'm going to show it with the next laser that shows up. If you shoot right in the middle of the circle from the laser, there's a small section where you can pass through without getting hit. You're only really able to get that cycle if you go through the room as fast as possible. But as long as you're consistent in this room, you can play it however safe or however fast you'd like. Alright. There's a slightly faster strat for this upcoming room, which involves pogoing off of this lamp and taking a damage boost. I typically think it's not really worth it, especially since health is kind of important, but I'll show it briefly. It looks like this. And that'll let you get past these lasers without having to worry about the cycle. The safer strat that doesn't involve a damage tank looks like this. You go up the left side and pogo off of that lamp. If you're fast enough, that still allows you to get past the lasers. Just like that.
Mais jamais assez rapide.
These next rooms are relatively chill. You can, as you dash over here, you can do a wall jump like that, or just climb up here. This next room, I'm going to talk about a relatively new glitch called // It's fractions of a second of time save, but I'll mention it for the people who are trying to be as optimal as possible. And basically, no matter how you're going through this room, you're going to inventory drop down this shaft, and then head down here. Now there's an inventory drop here where you're going to go all the way to the bottom. If you want to optimize it, you can start charging a / as you come down, and then you cancel your nail art with your inventory, so right before it comes out. If you do that properly, the next dash you do will automatically do it for you. And this is important because usually you can't charge it during an inventory drop. And that'll just let you hit this lever from slightly further away. If you don't want to go for that, it can be a little inconsistent sometimes. You're just going to inventory drop, and then immediately dash over, hit this lever, and then go to this room.
Ah, c'est intéressant en vrai.
Alright, so up next is the Crystal Heart room. Once again, pretty cycle-based, and there's a minor time-save trick at the beginning. As you enter, you want to charge your nail art, and the reason for that is so you can do this little air stall to get from this platform to this platform. The way it works is you want to charge your nail art before you get here, dash slash off the platform, and then dash again. The
Ça marche, ça?
nail art stalls your air momentum so that you can get your other dash out in time.
Incroyable!
That's
C'est
basically
fort, ça.
how you do the start of the room. So I will show that again. And then for this next portion, as soon as you get on these elevators, you're going to start the laser cycles for the rest of the room. There's two different strats for this. There's the damage tank strat and the damage list strat. For all beginners, and if you're low health, it's important to know this too, go for damage list, because the next split, D-Dart, can get pretty iffy with your health. So I will show that first. It all depends on, like, the thing that matters is how you go about these conveyor belts at the beginning. So for damage list, what we want to do, and you need to imitate this almost exactly in order to get the damage list cycle, because doing any sort of like extra delays or going a little bit faster will mess with the cycles. So what we're going to do here is, as soon as we get up, we're going to do 2 wall jumps, and then just wait on the conveyor belts and dash when the spikes are in our way. If we do that properly, we should be able to go through the rest of the lasers at a decent speed and not get hit. So 1, 2, dash, dash. And everything here on out, you should be able to dash as much as possible. This laser you need to delay a little bit, and then you should be able to get to the end. So here I did, hold on, I'm just gonna reset the whole room. At the end there's a little trick called underplat, which is completely optional, but I did it there and I'll mention it again when we come to it again. So once again, the damage list strat, I'll do the whole room. You have the air stall for this platform, and then 1, 2, dash, dash. And then, so long as you're dashing whenever you can, you're basically going through this room optimally. Once again, there's underplat. If you want to, you can just jump from that last platform and dash over to this one, and then continue dashing your way through. Underplat saves like maybe half a second, so definitely don't go for it as a beginner, but it is a harder strat that you can go for if you'd like. It's not too like tough. So that's damage list. I'm now going to go over the damage tank strat. So for the damage tank strat, you're basically just going to want to go through as fast as possible, so wall jumping whenever you can. And then there's going to be one laser, I believe it's the third one, that you're going to want to damage tank on. If you do that, you can once again basically dash through everything and not stop for any lasers, except the one you always have to stop for close to the end. This saves just a little bit of time over the damage list strat. So this looks like this. Damage tank off that laser, and then you can just go through as normal. Delay here, and then that's the safe strat, is what that looks like. So I will do the damage cycle one more time, and then that will be the end of this video. Air stall, and then just wall jump up as fast as you can. Damage tank off that one. Sometimes you have to delay for that laser specifically, but all that means is that you are especially fast in getting there. So that's how that looks. Then once you're here, you'll simply dash, make your way down until you reach the crystal part pickup. And that's where we're going to end this video. Next video, we are going to go over the D-Dark split, most likely. Potentially Dreamnail as well, depending on how long the video looks.
Là, il va faire avec le damage. Ok. Le nombre de fois où j'ai l'impression qu'il va se prendre un laser, et le nombre de fois où je vais prendre un laser, moi. Le nombre de fois où je vais prendre un laser. Et donc là, c'est cyclique. Malheureusement. C'est pas par là qu'il fallait aller. Ok, ça a totalement marché du coup. Let's go. Mais par contre, j'ai plus de PEV. J'ai plus de PEV, ce qui veut dire que si je me fais toucher, je suis foutu. Ok, ok. Mais putain! En fait, je suis débile. Ah d'accord, ok. Ah putain, d'accord, ok, je comprends. En fait, faut pas sauter. Faut juste dash. Ok. Alors, ça n'empêche que je vais crever en fait. Non, non, mais je suis con, putain. C'est vrai que finalement, c'est pas débile de me dire que j'ai infinite... non, pas infinite jump, infinite HP. C'est bien. Je saute pas par contre. Pourquoi? En fait, j'ai décidé que j'en avais rien à foutre. Tout va bien. Quel enfer! Ah, mais putain, mais va te faire foutre! Merde. Mais c'était pas si mal. Par contre, faudrait vraiment que j'apprenne à sauter. J'ai envie de caler. J'étais dans le vide. Ah mais enfin enculé, putain, sans déconner. Il était bien, il était... Ah ça va m'agacer. Et ça m'a saoulé. Ok, cette salle, elle m'a saoulé, mais alors vénère. Putain. Ah, comme elle m'a gavé, cette salle. Putain, mais tire-le, ton truc, là. baisé le cycle. J'ai baisé le cycle. Ah oui, j'ai baisé le cycle à toute berzingue. Hein. Putain. Incroyable baisage de cycle. La vache. Du coup, est-ce qu'on se regarde une partie d'après? Elle fait combien de temps la partie d'après? Elle fait 20 minutes. Peut-être un peu vénère, non? J'ai l'impression que ce live va être un live relativement court. Ouais, en vrai, ouais. On aura fait que 2 parties aujourd'hui. Non, on aura fait 3 parties. Attendez.
Once again.
Et on a fait 2 parties, on a fait 6 et 7. Le premier, on a fait 1 et 2. Le deuxième, on a fait 3, 4, 5. Là, 6, 7. Ok. Qui stream à 7 heures? En vrai, je suis désolé, je suis fatigué. Je vais en profiter pour aller me coucher tôt. Je vais en profiter pour une fois pour aller me coucher tôt. Parce que je suis éclataxe. Je suis éclataxe. Donc je vais vous envoyer chez Papa Subway. Je vais vous envoyer chez le copinou Papa Subway. J'espère en tout cas que vous avez passé un bon live. Désolé pour le fait que je suis ailleurs. Je suis mort. Je suis très fatigué aujourd'hui. Je n'ai pas été un très bon streamer aujourd'hui. Bref, on se retrouve demain. Et demain, qu'est-ce que c'est demain? Demain, on est mardi. Demain, on est le 12. Et demain, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Demain, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? C'est une bonne question. Non, demain, hivernel, du coup. Demain, hivernel sur Guild Wars 2, qu'on se retrouvera à 21h pour faire du hivernel sur Guild Wars 2. On profitera évidemment pour se faire le plein de karma et voir s'il y a des nouveaux trucs. Même si techniquement, il n'y en aura pas énormément. Bref, je vous fais des zibouilles. Prenez soin de vous, portez-vous bien. Et puis on attend la prochaine. Tchuss!